Hi. So I get all excited because I'm gonna play around with my band today. And it's gonna be really distracting. So anyway, grab your band so that you have a good amount of tension on it, and then feel the shoulder blades come together. I think the hardest part of working out is actually just getting started. Take a nice big inhale and exhale. Draw the chin back. Side bend it. So I'm keeping tension, but I'm trying to remain like I'm in between two panes of glass. And then tuck the tail a little bit so that you're really trying not to sway too much in the small back. Other side. Toes forward. Chin back, lengthening the back of your neck. There's my dogs. You can hear the tick, tick, tick of their nails. Pull the shoulders down. So one more time each side. When you're moving your upper body and your legs are steady and strong and engaged, bum, hamstrings, quads, below the knee, let that breathe more intensity into your entire upper body. Drawing the ribs in, pulling the shoulders down. Pulling the shoulders down helps activate the right muscles to stabilize you. I am a shoulder lifter, unfortunately. Release that band, roll the shoulders. Do it 6, 5, 4. Go up on the toes so that you know you're working your legs. 3, this is a reverse. Inhale it up. And tuck chin, like you're diving into that pool. Bend the knees. Keep tucking, 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 so you get a nice fierce flexion. Pull the pelvic under, pubic bone up toward your navel. This is low core work. Roll it up, push the feet into the floor. Inhale. So we're going to start right away with this band. We'll do some arm work. Arm work has been a little bit shy. Start with 2 feet in. And make sure that you grab enough tension that you're always feeling the bicep work. Now, it's not enough just to do this and even steadying the whole body, drawing the belly in, tucking the ribs in, lengthening the back of the neck. But you have to imagine like lacrosse balls that are your biceps. And they're pressing out. We're gonna do 150 more. Just kidding. How does your body feel? Does it feel relaxed besides the arms working? 25. You can always make this harder. Get your feet wider. Have longer tails coming out of your hands so you have more resistance. 7. Bring it in front. Hammer. Stop at 90. So flipping my 2 big jeans up at the top is not just like a thing, it's a thing. Like I would have dressed like this when I was 12. 7,000 more. Tuck the elbows in, not necessarily touching the body, but like a breath away from the body on either side. 12. Long spine, low belly in. Smile on your face. 3. I'm going to keep that band underneath my right foot only and step into a lunge. Both hands on the band. So get that nice lunge where the front knee is over that ankle. Keeping the arms steady and straight, thumbs up to the ceiling, chin back. Squeeze your backbone. Slide your back as though it's sliding down a wall. Keeping that pressure along the whole backside. Eyes forward. Remember when you look down, you're taking at least 8 pounds with you. Loading up that hump you don't want. Low belly. Why is this useful? Again, as soon as I start to tip my body forward a little bit, I'm gonna load up that front leg. So do that. Keeping those arms still straight. Connect the top of this band to the energy low belly, because that's what's ultimately keeping it in place. Press your shoulders down. Squeeze your bum, especially the back one. 4, 3, 2. Switch it out. Stand. Switch your leg. I'll turn sideways this time. So I started with my body upright, arms straight. 2 hip points forward, same as the front of your shoulder. You're wanting to always default to the external rotation in your shoulder joint, because that's a safe area. You can wind it up tighter versus this is a really open position for your shoulder joint. So what the bands do, just like pressing against our thighs like we've done, or pressing against a wall, I believe in CrossFit land, it's called closed circuit. And when you close your circuit, you being the circuit, you're really able to manufacture more tension and torque in the body. It's a tool that you can create without the stuff, but it's easier to create with it. Body forward. Loading up now my front leg more. Let's do 12 more. Low belly in. Connecting that very low part of your core to the tension you're creating up here. Last one. Repeat your bicep. Maybe grab it lower. So this is just quick repetition. I might be a slow movement worker, but I can pump up those biceps. $30. Thumbs are up to the ceiling. Pinkies down. Tuck the tail a little. $15. Straight ahead hammer. I may be doing like a 30-degree up and down range of motion, trying to keep my elbows steady, chest open. Imagine yourself doing a push-up right now while you're doing a hammer curl, and how much you have to activate through the chest, through the core. Rotate the shoulders. 8. Carefully release the band and go into a push-up. I'm gonna go here. Did you do that? Yeah. So I'm gonna do chaturanga push-up. Index fingers forward. I used to keep my body in a plank diagonal, but I feel like if we keep our seat up more, it's gonna load forward more. So I'm feeling it more in my tricep, more in my chest. Working super hard to keep my neck long and not part of the program. So I'm I'm trying so hard not to jump my chin forward, but pull it back. 3 more. Low abs working. 2 more. Couldn't find my stopwatch. 1 more. So sorry about the sound effects. So much easier to cover that up with music on. High plank. Take a little cap before you get there. Tip your palms up. Oh yeah, external rotation to the shoulders. High plank. Now same thing, as I lifted my bum, I was able to load more forward. So I'm gonna just make sure those hips are as high as my shoulders. And right away I feel that more in my low core. Index forward. So when you take a break, you can just push your heels back. For me, that's a little bit of a break. Forward is more core, more upper body, shoulders, chest. Draw your pelvic floor up and in. 5, 2, child's pose. Let's take a quick stretch. Right leg forward, ankle automatically underneath that knee. You come up onto the toes right away, so you find your body. You can put that knee back down anytime, but obviously taking up that back leg, it's gonna force more work. You're closing off the bottom. So, example of closed circuit, like this is open, because this limb is out in La La Land. I could pretend like I'm holding on to something. Say I'm a circus performer, and I'm holding on to a ring above me. That would close it. But you can close it like by pushing against a wall in front of you. Feel how much tension you can create by pushing back, pushing away from the floor. Both feet. Just makes the body work that much harder. Grab that back leg. 2 breaths. Always finding what works for your body. You and I will look always different. And there is no positive or negative in that. We all know. My sister likes that pyramid pose, so we'll do that quick. Again, I can close the circuit by pushing against the floor with both my hands and my feet. And then if I'm wanting that flat back, just press against that. Lift that front toe. Turn it in. External. Switch sides. So even when I stepped forward here, low core, pelvic floor, roll up as best as I can. Knee down, knee up. You pick. Squeeze your bum. Low navel. Opposite arm forward, reach it up. This is a twist that has to be protected by the bum holding on to that sacrum. Low core. External rotation through the shoulders. Again, find something to hold on to. You can pull or push, either one. It will initiate different response in your body. Grabbing that back leg. Pelvic floor, low belly. Rotate the shoulders. It's like if a hand was on your belly, pressing towards your spine. Pelvic floor picking up off the bottom of your pelvis. Next set, push-ups. Hands a little forward of shoulders. So I'm still gonna keep my bum up, but my elbows are now going slightly out to the side. 7. Lengthen the back of that neck. 6. Try not to let that profile be lower than your sternum. 'Tip hands up. You can do a wide knee child's pose here if you want. Find what your body's looking for release, for grace, for lengthening. So I'm going to come up into a down dog. Pedal your feet out. My mom is getting a little offended by all my senior stuff references, and I keep telling her, Mom, I've always used it as a reference because we're all headed that direction. So staying in a slightly bent knee. One more set. Talk about a high hip, right? Trying to get the top of my head to the floor. Chest, shoulders, low core, full core. Breathe. 4 more. 3. Tent the fingertips. I guess that's a gymnastics thing. I learned that from Drew Burgess. Bring the feet towards the hands again. I was trying to use my low core, just like popping into a handstand like those yogis can do. Vertebra by vertebra, rolling it up. Okay. So I'm going to take this band, hold it in half, grab the loose ends and put the rounded end underneath my right foot. Okay, so the band is going to go into my opposite hand. If you have it on the right foot, put it on the left hand. Hold on for dear life because you let go and then you have to start all over. Pin the band with the opposite knee. Lift it up. So start with a straight leg. Now I could let go of this band, but you don't have to, and it's kind of a psychological safety stop net there. Small pulse. Rotate shoulder. I'm going to move a little forward because I'm hitting that rack. Are the hips even? If you put a 2x4 underneath your hip points, would it be parallel to the floor? That's the goal. A little pulse. Can you straighten the leg out even more? And can you rotate it so that the whole quad, every fiber of the quads facing the floor. 6. And we're going to circle it out. So clockwise first if you want. 8. Remember that relationship of low core to opposite hand with the band. Reverse direction. I've created a closed circuit. It's a holy shield. We're going to come back same side. Just give it a little breather. And then it's a bent leg. So I'm trying to get the bottom of my foot to the ceiling. And you're going to want to like lean out to the left because the body, again, hunting for the easiest way to do something. So keep the body centered. If you don't feel this in your ass, then I want to know you. 8 more. This is 8. 7. What if you pushed a little more firmly through that lower shin? Yep, it feels harder. 2. 1. Take that foot out. And it's a fire hydrant. Now again, my body's going to want to scooch over to the left side. Just try to keep it right in the center. Lengthen the back of that neck. You're going to do 8 more. Push the floor away from you. Draw the abs in. Pelvic floor. 4. 3. We'll just quickly do the other side so I don't forget what the fuck I'm doing. Okay. So why do we do this anyway? Because for me, it's so not about what I look like. I know when I feel good, and I know when I don't feel good. And that's really what informs why I do it. That, because I feel good. My potential as a moving body is always increased. And like everyone else on the planet, I'm trying to age as best I can so that I can do, you know, as much as I can possibly do as I age. I think that's what we all want, really. Well, no, I can't say that. But it's definitely what I want. You know, we all battle a lot of shit. Injuries, surgeries, age. For me, those are the top 3. People can sometimes suck, but you know, that's within our control. $15. So if you don't have a band, you can use a scarf. I mean, the band provides the elastic tension, which is helpful. Because you can push your potential a little bit. And we're going to circle it out. So really visualizing this circle, trying to capture different fibers of your glutes. Right? Because you're moving your hip around a little bit. Yeah, and don't do this from the foot or the ankle or the knee. You're moving from the hip. A reverse direction. Find that relationship, low core, band in the right hand, 4. Chihuahua. Taking a break. Relax the shoulders. Take a huge inhale. Feed your body. Visualizing that breath going everywhere in your body, into that bloodstream. Coming back up, knee presses down onto that band. And bend that top leg. Glutes, hamstrings. So the tighter you pull in the heel, the more the hamstring's going to help out. So do you. 2, 8. Draw the abs in. 7. Try not to lean too much to the right. 6. Yeah, I cheated. I didn't do that last one. Take the band out. Still on all 4s. Push against the floor. Like you were going to come up onto your hands. Hike it. Again, it's another part of that glute scenario. Keeping the body in the center between those 2 hands. Draw the belly in. Push the shoulders down. Forces the torso to engage more. 8. Inner thigh parallel to the floor. Keep pressing your shoulders down. Pedal it out. Walk up using that low pelvic floor, low abdominals. Relax the head. Grab opposite elbows. The cat is pawing at the door. What a dick. Roll it up. So we're gonna grab the band again. I'll start it underneath my right foot. I'm gonna trap it halfway up. Actually, I lied. If you can be by a doorknob, you can tie your band to that. I'm gonna use this squat rack, which I've never used properly. I've only used it for my bands. Oh! And I broke my band. Hold up. I'm sure that won't happen to you. Okay, I just slipped out of it on there. Grab each side, bringing the band forward. So I'm going to start with my right leg forward into a lunge. You want to have enough tension on that band. And it's a press. Keep the elbows in line with the wrists. Knuckles forward. So the first time I did this recently was in Molly's class, Daily Method in Indy. And it was actually, I'm pretty sure for 2020, like December or something. And I really could not do it. I'm so weak on my right side from the accident that my shoulders just like crunch and do stupid stuff. But I'm better. And again, I'm just gonna bring my body forward, load up my front leg, and keep going. So it's rotator cuff back there that's stabilizing, right? Now I'm getting a little more crunchy, but I need to strengthen that bad boy. Chin might want to drop forward, releasing that spine. Pull it back for 4, 3, 2, press the shoulders down. Now just hold those arms out there, thumbs up, hitchhike. Sliding your back against that imaginary wall behind you. 4 more. And then again, body forward. Batman. Feel your cape. Four more. Fuck me, 2. Oh. It's that right bum and that right hamstring dies. Oh, other side. Left leg forward. Body upright. Roll it out. We won't do as many on this side. Partly because my shoulder's tired. So if you want to keep going, do it. And then body forward. How's that back bump? Squeeze it. I used to say if you dropped a little steel marble from the base of your skull, you would just gently glide all the way down your spine. Resting right at the tail. 2. 1. Stand back up. Keeping the arms stationary, using the legs. Body straight up and down, hitchhike. Using that same shoulder girdle just to stabilize. Chin right now parallel to the floor. Pulling those ears back, body forward. Keep bringing those hands so that they're not behind the spine. 4. Turn it around. Thumbs up, feet together. So hold the pencil between your thighs. And you adjust the tension. So if you need more tension, walk the hands up. I'm afraid my hand's gonna snap. Sit low. So I'm not just resting here as though I were sitting in a chair. Squeezing my thighs together. I'm almost gripping my bum as though I'm about to sit down on a seat behind me, like a low toilet or potty chair. And I can't find it and it's dark. It's that feeling. Go ahead, turn the lights off. I like to see where my weight is and I'll pop my toes up a little bit. And then gently lengthening them back on the floor. Because we want to use them, we just don't want to rely on them. Not yet. Double time. Up and up. Up and up. Up and up. Open the chest. Tuck the chin. Pull your ears back for 8, 7. Well done. One hand. So now you're going to get a little bit of asymmetric stabilizing work through the core. Otherwise, you'd fan out. 8. Hitchhike your right hand. So my thumb is trying to go back and up. Switch it out. Now you can see that thumb a little bit better. You can see if I don't stabilize through my core, I'm going to fan open to the right. So draw this all in. My left is so much stronger than my right. 2 more. Nice big breaths in and out through the nose. Last time, 8. Switch it up. Really squeeze and straighten that tricep arm. So just release that band and we're going to do one more set of push-ups. Yay. Because we can. So if you haven't been on your toes yet, maybe try. Again, I'm going to keep that weight forward into those hands, and I'm going to bring the hips up a tiny bit. That's all I got. So if you can do more, please do. Four. Hold your plank 8. Bring the body forward. Lengthen the back of that neck. Low abs. Chest pose. I'm gonna roll onto my back. So, one of my favorite, can you see me? Yes, good. Core things is that roll. Where you try to keep your ankles as close to your heels as you can. You do not have to use a band, and we'll do both. But so, if you're starting off and you have that band and you've tied it to a doorknob or a radiator or bedpost, and just find the low core. You're scooping above the pubic bone, down and up, and the whole layer of intertwined floor muscles engaging, pulling inward, and then trying to manufacture that tip. So if you're trying to lift it up off the floor, this band really sucks actually. It's really hard to talk and do this. 7, 6, but I'm trying to keep my heel as close as I can to my backs of my thighs. I had to do this with a ball underneath, which was really helpful and hard. So now do it without the band. And you're really trying to lift that tail up so you get the idea, but keeping those heels close to your seat. 8 more. Keep them in. It's almost like a backward tuck. Like if I was gonna go into a somersault. Grab the band again. Knees and table, so my knees are not closer to my chest than my hips. They're at minimum stacked on top or slightly away. Hitchhike your thumbs. Tuck your chin. Lay that 2x4 across the collarbone. Open up that chest. Draw the belly in. So to make it harder, the legs come further away from you. For 8. Lower the toes to the floor. Hold that low ab. Hold that pelvic floor. Bring the ribs down. Bring it up. 7 more. Just keep your arms steady. 6. You should feel how it changes the way that your abdominals can grab tension by changing the angle of the leg, right? It will change. One more. Hands are going underneath my head. Pinkies at the base of my skull. Put your blinders on. Standing table. Stamping your elbow onto the ceiling. 4. Double time. It's awful not having a number, right? Let's do 20 more. 20. 16. Try not to let those knees come closer to your chest. 10. 4. Hold the last one. Just stay here. Bring the feet farther away. Straighten out those legs if you can. Now instead of just letting the legs glide in the air, put tension in those thighs. Pull the kneecaps up with your thighs. Draw that pelvic floor in. 8, 7, You're gonna do the same action perpendicular to what you're doing now, okay? So I'm gonna externally rotate through the hips, and then cross. Drop the chin. Lay that 2x4 across your collarbone and chest. For 8. Draw those kneecaps up. Ease it. Let's do a quick extension stretch. So one foot flat on the floor and the other knee in with the thigh pressing against either middle of that rib or even out to the side a little bit. Straighten the hip. Pull the toes back. So I'm going to take my lifted leg and bring it maybe 4 degrees over my body. Trying to pin the IT band. And then if you want to bring it out to the side. You know, a lot of people, when I'm in class, and they'll say, oh, you're so flexible. Well, yeah, it's because I've been stretching for 50 years. Bring it across your chest, literally. And it's just like everything you do. You do it consistently, you're gonna get better at it. Whether that's teaching, writing, cooking, meditating. You basically just have to want to do it. And not judge. Other side. Judging stinks. Judging is competition. And I do compete, but I actually pretty much compete with myself. That's how I compete. Well, do you can? Stretch out. Again, it's always a really good opportunity to do ankle range of motion when you're doing stuff like this because why not? But, okay, definitely pull those toes back. Four degrees maybe at the most. And if you're having trouble finding the IT band, see if you can internally rotate your leg a bit as you pull it across, and then stamp the back of your pelvis of the lifted leg on the floor. Again, that's a closed circuit. You're pushing that hip down, gluing it, driving it underneath the surface of the floor while you've pinned here up at the top. Open it up. I ain't no Misty Copeland, but I got my own thing going. All right, we're coming to a stand. Do that how you want. I always like to stretch my spine out. Before you stand up, actually stay in a forward bend and stand on your hand. Do one at a time so that you can actually weight big time all through that hand. So my palm is down, the back of my hand is up, and I'm actually putting the edge, knife edge of my foot into that wrist. Play around as you wish. You can straighten that elbow, bend it, go all the way onto the fingertips, and see if you can hit every single fingernail. And linger on the thumb. Flip it so the back of the hand is on the floor. Toes all the way up into that wrist joint. It's almost like I'm doing a releve into the hand, lifting that heel weighting all the way through the ball of that foot, and then make sure you get the thumb. Whatever speaks to you. Maybe you would have arthritis in your pinky. I have no idea. I'm going to start where I left off, so palm up. Into my thumb. I'm still holding my core in place so that my spine and this nice deep forward bend is protected. Try and pick up a pencil with your toes. It's like giving yourself a little massage. Get onto those fingers and then flip it. So palm down, back of your hand up, knife edge of your foot into that wrist. Bend and straighten that arm. Get all the fingers. Get your thumb. And roll it up. Standing at the bar, or standing at your squat rack, standing at your doorway, your bed. Palm up. So you have to be a distance away, and if it's too much, just use one band. You don't have to use two. Okay. Make sure it's in front of you. Right now, sitting on a calf raise thing. And over and up. Keeping tension on that band the whole time. Squeezing your bum. Triangle pose. Stay here, maybe bring your squat in a little bit. Lift both heels. Now this is not one of my favorite positions because really, how the heck are you going to utilize this in real life? But when you get all the way onto your toes, you can isolate those quads pretty well. Stay as low as possible, keeping that back straight so you're up against that wall. Remember, if your arms were extended, the thumb would be up towards the ceiling. 7. One heel down, second heel down. Other side. So remember, this band is in front of you, okay? So don't be up so that that band is sitting right against your body. Okay, check it out. This is my weaker side, so I'm only going to use one band. More stabilization for my rotator cuff. But it's also almost a closed circuit because this tension is adding to the effort on my side bodies. Hopefully yours too. 5. Really keep that tension. 4. 3. 3. A little break. Holding that band out, hitchhiking that thumb up. Maybe bringing the squat in a tiny bit. Remember that you're turning from your hip like you're trying not to poop. Sorry, can't help it. Heels up. Back is sliding up and down against that wall. You're getting those heels up as high as you can. 8 more. Draw the floor up through your inner legs into the pelvic ball. 4. 2. Can be a wall or something you're holding on to. Cross the inside leg over the outside leg. Stretch it out. Rotate those shoulders. Lengthen the back of that neck. And then, before you stand up, drop the left ear towards the left shoulder, really lengthening out the right side of your neck. Squeeze your bum, draw your belly in, tuck your chin. Stand up, other side. You can be pushing against the wall, pulling against a doorknob, making sure you lock that door. Lower the right ear. Squeeze your bum. Check the time here. 51, okay. Bring it right back down to the floor. So we're going to face the band and do a little more core work, and you got it. Band goes into one hand, so you're doing asymmetric again. Cupping with the other hand, pinky against the base of the skull. Pull up towards the hand that's holding the band. Stabilize your shoulder girdle that's holding that band, just like you did standing. Release the band, both hands behind, opposite sides. After two more, I want you to hold in the left. Knees drag in and use that low core and push it out. 7. Low core, pelvic floor. Bring the heels down and do it again. 4. Come to center. Grab the band. This time it's the opposite hand you had it in before. So I'm hitchhiking the hand that's holding the band, and I'm trying to keep it out to the side as far as I can. Tuck the chin. The legs bent or straighten them out. If you feel anything in your low back, bend your knees. In and out with the legs, staying lifted. Maybe pull your hand that has the band out further away from the bottom floor. alternate. Use that pelvic floor. That's also going to help you in old age. Helps you control your bladder. Among other things that you do in that area of your body. Table. Last time, elbows up. 28. You got this. Try not to let the knees get in too close to your chest. 17. 8. You're gonna hold that last one. Hold it up. Let that head be so heavy it's almost water falling off the hands behind the neck. Now press those elbows up even higher. Hold 4. 3. Belly down. 2. And 1. I'm going to sit up and do a forward fold. So I did this 21-day challenge, this meditation that the Daily Method sponsored. I love meditating. Obviously, the 21 days they say it takes to create a new habit. But like I said the last time, spending that quiet, alone, mindful time with yourself is like, it's better than Twizzlers. It's hard to put into words for me. I'm not that person. But I do know that it becomes this resource that throughout my day, when I start to feel a little bit like I'm losing my ability to be centered, all I have to do really is close my eyes and take one breath, and it brings me back to that place, that blissful place. And it doesn't matter how long you sit with yourself, whether it's a minute, or 3 minutes, or an hour. I have so much fun doing this, and if I can help just even one person find a little more joy in their bodies, then I feel like I'm pumped. Have an awesome day. And I'll see you next time. Bye.